What's up, y'all? We are here for part 2 of the Real Housewives of Potomac reunion. Now, let me say something. Baby, for the exception of the little part on fashions, baby, this reunion part 2 was giving me what I needed. And it looks like part 3 is going to round it up in a nice little bow. First of all, shout out to y'all, Rail. If you're in the bushes, come on and drop down and take a bow. Because y'all absolutely predicted that the cliffhanger would be the Eddie phone call. And now we wouldn't really gonna get into it this episode, which it makes sense. Because, baby, it sounds like these Eddie receipts are just what we needed. On a scale of 1 to 10, I'm gonna give part 2 a 7.5. Because, like I said, we really didn't need that whole section on the fashions and the wigs and the outfits and stuff. I don't nobody care. Potomac is not the fashionista of this franchise, okay? Nobody on Potomac really be killing it on a consistent basis. I think if I had to give it to somebody fashion-wise, I probably would give it to between Wendy and Kern. But, child, don't nobody's fashions be killing us, okay? Just don't. I mean, Mia admitted that she had a Fashion Nova contract, and that's why she was wearing all that damn Fashion Nova this season, okay? Because she was getting paid, and we know Fashion Nova ain't no fashionista. So, but neither here nor there. Let's get into what had happened. So we pick up where we left off. We got Mia backstage. She don't want to come outside. She backstage. Andy had to come and coax her ass out there. And basically, at the end of the day, Mia, girl, you're going to have to sleep in the bed you made. You made this bed. You did this. You created this whole situation for yourself. And so you got to live with it, girl. You have to live with it, okay? You talking about something, I haven't been a good friend. Listen, you know, what we're not going to do is write off what you did as not being a good friend. That was beyond not being a good friend. Like, you literally left your friends stranded in freaking Miami for your birthday weekend. You left them stranded. You ghosted them. They got on a plane and flew to Miami for the weekend to be with you. And you ghosted them. That is beyond I wasn't being a good friend. And we're not going to write this off on you and Ink or you and Gordon or whatever. Child, whatever. I don't know what happened in Miami and why you ghosted them. I don't know why, what the situation was, but girl, bye. Hey, Phil. Hey, Lock Queen. Hey, everybody coming in. Then we talked about Jazelle and Jamal and the new wife. I'm going to say this. Personally, I'm sort of split on how, oh Lord, why is my camera blurry? I'm sort of split on how I feel about this whole situation. A part of me feels like Jazelle probably should not comment as it... I'm sorry, y'all. Let me try to get this camera together. A part of me feels like Jazelle probably shouldn't have commented because that's still the father of your child. Y'all are still co-parenting, you know. But the other side is them girls are grown. Them girls are grown. Y'all, this camera gets on my nerves. That, you know, the girls are grown, and as far as building a relationship with their new stepmama, you know, they're old enough to do whatever. Do I feel like Giselle's comments on the season were unnecessary? Yeah, I feel like she might have been a little too shady. But then the flip side is, you know, if she defended her daughters, she defended her daughters. You know what I'm saying? But I don't think it was that deep. I mean, I can say all of us. I know I was one of the people who thought that outfit that lady wore to that wedding was, what this damn camera, was ugly. I just, that pink ruffle situation, it was ugly. I don't care what nobody say, it was ugly, okay? It was ugly. And then Jamal looked like a damn midget next to her. He looked like a little midget. But I will say this. What I will say is, and I'm going to move on with it, you know, I never thought that I would be in a situation where y'all had me down here defending freaking Jamal Bryant. But the way the MAGA people was coming after Jamal, I'm defending him, and I got his back. Moving right along. Moving right. He told y'all he ain't scared. He said he from the west side of Baltimore. He ain't scared. Moving right along. Okay. What's on my next? Who's next? Jamal wedding. Jazelle says she's enjoying her empty nest, as you should, girl. You raised them 3 girls damn near by yourself. Look, I say a lot of things about Jazelle, and I can say a lot of things about Jazelle, but one thing I ain't gonna never say about Jazelle is that I feel like Jazelle is a bad mama. I don't know her personally. I'm not with her day to day, but Jazelle, you raised them 3 girls, twins. You know, they was close in age, back to back. With, you know, we know Jamal was still out there in them streets hoeing. We know Jamal was still was out there doing. I'm sure his child support checks was never late, but I don't know how present of a father he was on a regular basis. So, girl, take your bow. You had 3 daughters that graduated with honors. All of them are at top HBCUs. Girl, take a bow. Enjoy your single life. Then they talked about Jazelle. I guess Jazelle is still dating that Namaste, and Ashley is still dating Josh. And then they got into the comments about Josh, and Ashley talking about something. His feelings were really hurt. Girl. Now, Wendy, I feel like the example you gave probably wasn't the best example. It kind of fell flat. However, Ashley, the way you have been all up on this show for the last 10 years and drug everybody and their significant other up, down, in, out, all and around, as shady as you have been in your confessionals and to people's faces, girl, bye. The fact that you gonna sit here and say, oh, his feelings were hurt. Why? Because somebody said that you made a lateral move from your ex-husband to him because Wendy made a comment about him looking like Jack Harlow. Girl, he does look like Jack Harlow. He does. And he is 5. So, let me not say 5, child. He 20. And you knocking on 40. Girl, tell him to toughen up. Get some tough skin and keep it moving. Now, Wendy, I think the example you used probably wasn't the best example because Ashley was just repeating what the blogs were saying about your husband. Not saying that made it okay. But I feel like you could have came up with a better example because Ashley has given better examples of her being shady and her making negative comments about your husband and your marriage, okay? But the point is valid. So, baby, they went back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. Baby, Wendy was not backing down. But Ashley, to your credit, you weren't backing down either. And that was one of those moments where Andy had to kind of just drop it along, okay? Josh didn't have to like the joke. It wasn't a bit. Exactly. And for Ashley to act like his feelings were really hurt. Boy, go sit down somewhere. You knew what you signed up for. You absolutely knew what you signed up for. And you had to know that people was going to make them little comments. Ashley, you should have told him to, like, look, if you're going to do this, you're going to have to toughen up, Buttercup. If you're trying to roll with me, if you're trying to be a part of this world, baby, that is her calling you Jack Harlow. Baby, that's light work. So, Ashley, go sit down somewhere, child. Okay. Then we get on Greg and KK. I told y'all probably 3 episodes in a row, and I meant what I said, and I'm going to stick by what I said. I said, if KK come down to this reunion talking about her and Greg are still together, I don't care. And that's exactly what she did. She said that her and Greg are still together. Now, I will put a little caveat. She said she moved out. She's in the process of buying a condo. But she did say that last week he took her to go look at rings. Girl, if you like it, I love it. And I don't have nothing else to say about that. Then we had Stacy and TJ. Come to find out they not together anymore. Surprise, surprise. Girl, y'all wasn't together when y'all was on the show. Like, girl, we don't care. Now you and TJ not together no more. Girl, y'all wasn't together when you was on the show. I don't care what nobody say. Nobody gonna convince me. And I'm not gonna say, oh, because I think he played for the other team or nothing. I'm not gonna get into none of that. That ain't my business. That's his business. But there was nothing about TJ and Stacy that made me feel like they were in any type of a relationship. Let me say this. And it's not just because they're not having sex. I told y'all that storyline irritated me. The whole we're not having sex, and so there must be something wrong with them storyline irritated me, because I think we need to normalize abstinence. It may not be your cup of tea. It may not be the road you choose to walk at this point in your life, but we're not going to sit here and act like it's something abnormal about people who choose to be abstinent, who choose to walk that path. But I have been around people who are not who are abstinent, and they still hold hands. They are still effective. Being abstinent doesn't mean you got to stand on opposite sides of the room. Being abstinent doesn't mean that y'all can't be friends. Like y'all can't be, show any type of affection. Like that is not what being abstinent is about. And it pisses me off that we got 50-year-old women that act like they don't understand what abstinence looks like. You know what I'm saying? But there was nothing about Stacy and TJ that made me feel like they were doing anything remotely romantic in any way, shape, or form. And that is why I said, child, move along. Move right along. Now, I don't know what this big secret, this big bomb they want to drop of us next week, but Stacy did bring up the rumor herself, talking about people said that I was paying him to be my boyfriend. Girl, you said it, not me. You brought it up. You was reading what the people were saying down to the social medias of it all. Now, Stacy did say that her divorce is final, and I find it funny that Stacy asked and got divorced before everybody else on this damn show. Stacy, how you come in your divorce being final before the reunion? But Stacy did waive the right to child support, so I don't know. Maybe it was something to it. I don't know. Right, Phil. People can be abstinent and it not be a freak show. Like, that irritated me. Now, I personally have not. I have been in child. That's a long time ago. But I dated somebody who was having a little, a crisis of religion and decided that, he wanted to be abstinent. Mind you, that was after we already weren't abstinent. Then he decided he wanted to be abstinent because I loved him. I was like, okay, I'm going to see how this work out. But we were still very much a couple. We still very much went out on dates and spent time together and held hands and were affectionate. You know what I'm saying? The abstinence didn't last that long. That's not the point, though. That's another conversation for another day. But while we were abstinent, we were still very much a couple. Right, movie girl. I wish Stacy's sex life was not a part of her story, but it was probably as fake as the relationship. That's what I think. I'm going to be honest with you. Because I don't think they were really together as a couple. I wasn't really buying into the whole abstinence of it all. Because I don't think they were ever really together. You know what I'm saying? But neither here nor there. Then we went through the Vivian and Stacy of it all. Now, honestly, we kind of already talked about this week because that clip leaked and Vivian already sort of responded. I had to come out the bushes on this one. Love story times would really be. Shut up, Shade of the City. Shut up, Trees. I know that's you, girl. Even Karen said it. What'd she say about the TJ and Stacy of it all? So the Vivian and Stacy, I don't know why Vivian and Stacy fell out. Like, we don't know why all of a sudden Stacy is, F you, Vivian. Like, we don't know. But what we do know is that Vivian did come down and say that Stacy begged her to do the fashion show, that Stacy begged for that dress, even though she had made that dress or she had commissioned that dress for Ashley. And that did come out on this episode, that Ashley absolutely they showed the evidence of Ashley wearing that dress months before. And I don't know what happened between her and Vivian. Now, somebody earlier this week said that Vivian took Karen's side in the rift that happened between her and Karen. I don't know. But whatever the situation is, Vivian and Stacy are on, we got beef forever kind of situation. I don't know. I really don't know. And I don't know if I care that much because, Vivian really wasn't a major part of the show. And I just don't know if I care about Stacy having beef with Vivian because I believe Vivian. I believe Vivian. I believe that Stacy went to Vivian, wanted Vivian to do, because she made it seem like she elevated Vivian. And the fact that everybody on that couch was like, girl, how do you feel like you elevated Vivian? lets me know that Vivian is very much an established um fashion person here in the DMV. I don't know her like that, but I probably can't afford her. And y'all know I ain't no fashionista anyway. So I probably can't afford nothing in her store. And so when I do need to find something for a formal event, she probably don't even come up on my child. She probably don't even come up on my radar, baby. I be down to the Macy's, big girl section, formal big girl section, but I need to find something formal. Okay. I used to go down to the David's Bridal, but David's Bridal not there no more, child. But the Vivian of it all probably ain't even in my wheelhouse financially, if I'm just gonna call it think and be honest with y'all, okay? Yeah, I believe Stacy's not her being naive. I believe it was absolutely an act. I believe she polishes it on. Remember, see, your friends are gonna tell on you. And remember, her friend told on her when he came on the show, and he told her that, basically he told us it was all an act, child. He told us it was all an act. Vivian makes fashion that is not fashionable. Ooh. I bet Vivian owns her business, unlike Emma from the Real Housewives of Salt Lake City. Ooh. The ladies saw through it. Stacy tried to make it sound like she put Vivian on, but the other ladies didn't see. Baby, the other ladies was like, "Rrr." Like when the whole couch gives you that look, you have to know you have overstepped. Like you have to know you went a little bit too far because, baby, the whole couch was like, girl, what? You elevated Vivian. You giving Vivian a platform, girl. Like when the whole couch gave her that look, that's when you knew, baby, overstepped your bounds. You overstepped your bounds, okay? Somebody just said I wanted to talk about. Hold on, Stacy, naive, Vivian, about to be fired, like the jewelry. Stacy had to make it sound like somebody just said something. Hold on. I don't know. I missed it. I lost it. Somebody said something, but I must have lost whatever it was. Somebody, but it was along the lines of the Vivian, the fashion of it all. But damn, I don't remember what it was. Anyway, but we kind of already talked about that this week. Vivian has already come down and defended herself, and like I said, I believe Vivian. There are two sides to Stacy: posh TV lady Stacy and Detroit 313 ratchet Stacy. I agree, Candace. Exactly. I think Jazelle peeped game on Stacy a long time ago. See, here's the thing about Jazelle. And I know y'all are going to be sick of this. And please, I need y'all to understand, I am not erasing everything I have ever said about Jazelle. I absolutely have not. But can I say that the best thing that I think has happened to Jazelle is Robin being gone. Robin, as long as Robin and Jazelle were together on that show, they were going to be, as long as they were the dynamic duo, they were going to be there for each other. They were going to always have each other's back. They were going to always be a safe haven for each other, even if they were doing something they shouldn't have been doing, even if they were wrong as the day is long. They were going to always defend and cover each other. And I think that kept them in a bubble. One, of course, that kept them the mean girls. But it definitely kept them in a bubble of them not being able to really be cool with other people. I think the same thing would have happened had Jazelle left. I think Robin would have had to come out of her shell, come out of her comfort zone, and would have had to mix and mingle with the other ladies and be a little bit nicer and be a little fair and be a little more open. I think with Jazelle, it worked out better with Jazelle because Jazelle and Karen did have that genuine friendship that I think they were allowed to lean into now that the other people were gone. I hate the fact that Karen had that DUI because I think it sort of ruined how much more we could have gotten out of Jazelle and Karen and their friendship. Like, because Karen and Jazelle go way, way back. Like way back. We've talked about that before. Like even before the show, they were friends. So I think that was the best thing that could have happened to Jazelle this season. And although it doesn't erase everything I feel like Jazelle has ever done in the history of Potomac, because I do think she has done some vile shit. And I'm not about to sit here and erase all of it. But I do think that this season was a good look for her. I think this was a great, great look for Jazelle, honestly. And that's just how I feel about it. Um, I can totally agree. Jazelle is standing on her own, and she is actually enjoyable. Exactly. Exactly. I can say that Robin is way more tolerable with Jazelle not around. Right. I think when they're separate, I think both of them, I think had Jazelle left over Robin, I think Robin would have had a good season. Um, but I honestly think Jazelle had a better, I think Jazelle still would have had a better season than Robin, because we know that Robin still has something she don't want to talk about. Whereas Jazelle is guarded about what she talks about, but Jazelle doesn't lie about her storylines. Whereas with Robin, because Robin has to hide whatever the hell she got going on with Juan, it doesn't give us that openness. Like I said, now Jazelle might be careful about what she tells us, but I don't think Jazelle just comes right out and lies about. I mean, in the past, let me say that, because I do believe her and Jamal Bryant get back together was a whole lie. Okay, that was a whole lie. But I mean, like this season, in this season, like I said, I'm not going to go back and erase everything Jazelle has done, because I believe Jazelle has done, like I said, she has done, in my opinion, some nasty shit. But I just think right now, I think Jazelle had a great season. I just really think she had a great season. And tonight she was chef's kiss. We're gonna get to that. All right. Vivian. Okay. Then we got to the Mia of it all, baby. When I tell you, that them ladies tore Mia up in the classiest, baby, that is the classiest tear down that I have ever seen on any franchise. Baby, that is the classiest takedown, because, and it may be the way it was edited, because y'all know, I'm sure they took stuff out. But baby, we didn't see nobody yelling at Mia. We didn't see nobody cussing at Mia. Baby, we didn't see nobody getting in Mia's face. Baby, what we saw, hold on a second, y'all. Baby, what we saw was that them women took Mia's words and threw them in her face. Them women took every single lie that Mia came up with. They put it in a package. They wrapped it up. They put a bow on it, and they threw it back at her. And baby, Mia couldn't take it. Baby, Mia could not take it. Do you hear me? Hold on. I'm sorry, y'all. Y'all know. Hold on. You'll know I'll be playing the episode in the background while I'm doing my reviews. Hold on, but I got to take a picture of something real quick before I forget. Robin has to keep Juan off her back. I don't believe Juan choose her out for sharing info with the show. I believe Juan. Okay. Child, Mia done went live. Damn. Hold on. Chat. I'm going to have to screen record it. Hold on, y'all. Give me a second. Mia Thornton. Hold on, y'all. And understand at a higher Lord, she got G on here. G, I'm sick of you. All right, y'all. I'm screen recording it. Higher level, then that's fine. All right, I'm screen recording it. I had to look at that later, child. Thank you for letting me know that she live. It's on screen record. So I feel like those ladies did a really good job of taking it and throwing it back at her. So, baby, why they say Mia don't even live up here? They say Mia live in Atlanta. And I believe it. Baby, I believe it. I believe that Mia lives in Atlanta. They said that Mia is lying about her and Ink not being together, that it is all a scheme set up by Todd to come to us with the bullshit. And honestly, I believe it. I told everything they said, I said the same thing. I told y'all the same damn thing. I do not believe that Mia and Ink broke up. I believe that Mia saw that this shit wasn't going the way she thought it was going to go, or going the way it was going in the beginning. And she done smacked it up, flipped it, and rubbed it down. Mia lives in Atlanta. Gordon lives in Charlotte. I believe Gordon lives in Charlotte. I absolutely believe. And then when Mia said that her kids were in private school, baby, she was going to lie about that and make it seem like they were like in a private school until somebody made the comment. I think it might have been Wendy that was like, they're homeschooled. Baby, they are homeschooled, which means they could be in school anywhere. They could be logging in from anywhere, whether it's Atlanta, Miami, Charlotte, Chicago, Maryland. Men, stop playing in our faces. Stop playing in our face. I believe exactly what, and Wendy even said what I said, that this shit was all a scheme set up by Tyler. They was all in on it. Gordon, Mia, and Ink was all in on it. Jacqueline ass too. Baby, Jacqueline showed up for this part. Don't nobody care nothing about Jacqueline. Jacqueline showed up for this part. We know she pregnant, and she told us that she is not pregnant by her baby daddy, by the father of her other kids. This is some new guy who she claimed we ain't never seen. And I think she think that's gonna be her storyline for next season, because she had the nerve to be like, okay, well, we'll talk about that later. Girl, don't nobody care who your baby daddy is. I mean, I wish you well. I wish you a healthy pregnancy. She says she doing May, which means she in the home stretch, baby. I wish you well. But girl, don't nobody care about that baby daddy. The shade is when Jazelle told Wendy we ain't going to PA. Laughing my ass off. I always enjoy Jazelle, especially Robin. What's private homeschool? Right. What is private homeschool? You homeschool or you not homeschool? Thank you, Phil. That's a good point too. Baby, because Wendy does live damn near in Pennsylvania. Wendy lives on the other side of Baltimore. And let me say this for those of you who don't know, people who don't know our geography up here. Once you get on the other side of Baltimore, you literally can be in Pennsylvania within like a 15, 20-minute drive, depending on which direction you go in. My best friend lives on the other side of Baltimore, and she is literally 20 minutes from the Pennsylvania line. So she wasn't exaggerating when she said that. She wasn't exaggerating. Hold on a quick second, y'all. Hold on. So then they brought up the whole IVF thing, which first of all, we talked about that IVF situation 2 years ago. When Mia told us, or last season, whatever, when Mia said that she knew who her baby daddy was because she got pregnant through IVF, baby, there should have been no further conversation. There should have been no further conversation. When you said that you knew, because you knew it was through IVF. Second of all, her ass gonna sit there and say, well, I could have been pregnant before I started IVF. Ma'am, no ma'am. Like, that is like a 1 in a quadrillion chance because of how many times you have to be tested. They make sure you are not pregnant before they start you on that regimen. Ain't that like an hour and 30 minutes from DC? What's like an hour and 30 minutes from DC? The Pennsylvania line? Well, it depends on what part of Pennsylvania you're going to, but like going to the other side of Baltimore, yeah. From my house to my best friend's house, it's probably about an hour 15 minutes, give or take, traffic. So yeah, it's about an hour and a half from my house. And I don't live in DC proper, but it's about an hour and a half from my house. Yeah. Certainly from where, let's say from where Karen lives in Potomac to Wendy's house, yeah, that's about an hour and 20-minute hike. Yeah. Now, when Mia was living in Baltimore, because she's not that far, Ashley lives in Virginia. So Ashley got a hike to get to Wendy's house. That would be a hike. Jazelle lives in Bethesda. It's not as much of a hike for Jazelle. But again, traffic. Robinstown, Hanover is about, Robin lives out by the mall, by Arundel Mills. That's where Robin lives. And Arundel Mills is about 45 minutes to an hour. Again, give or take traffic, yeah. But Arundel Mills is like 15 minutes from downtown Baltimore. Like Robin's house is probably she's probably about 10, 15 minutes from downtown Baltimore. Yeah. Yeah, and I keep saying depending on traffic because baby, that traffic ain't no joke. That traffic is no joke. Yeah, Arundel Mills that's where the casino. There is a casino at Arundel Mills. Yeah. All right, so I don't know what they talking about. Child. Anyway, the only person that lives in Potomac proper is Karen Huger. Yes, she's the only one. Last year, NECA did. We know Mia rented a house in Potomac for one season. Monique lived in Potomac. I think Sharice's original house was in Potomac when the first season. Sharice's first season when she was still in her house with her ex-husband, like, that their marital home, I believe that was Potomac proper. But over the history of the Real Housewives of Potomac, Karen, Monique are the only ones who actually owned property in Potomac. I think Sharice, her first season, I believe Sharice's house was in Potomac. Until she sold, till her divorce, and she sold that house. NECA bought that house last season in Potomac. Mia rented a house in Potomac. I want to make sure I'm not lying on anybody else. Katie didn't live in Potomac. Robin never lived in Potomac. I don't know. I don't think Robin ever lived in Potomac. Ashley didn't live in Potomac. Sharice lives in Potomac now. That house that we saw last season, that's in Potomac. Okay. All right. Well, then that's in Potomac. Yeah. Yeah. Candace, she lived in I thought Candace lived in Upper Marlboro. Yeah, I thought Candace lived in Upper Marlboro. Robin's not in Bowie. Robin's in Hanover. I think Robin's old house was in Bowie. The house that got foreclosed on. I think that was in Bowie. But don't quote me on that. I do not know for certain. Oh, that was in Silver Spring, that first house? Okay. All right. Dang, they lived that far out? Oh, I'm surprised they lived in Silver Spring. Okay. All right. Okay. Anyway, y'all, child, that is your geography lesson. Let's get back to this. Okay. So yeah, the IVF situation, Mia living in Atlanta. Somebody asked, was the first time you guys talked to the kids about the divorce on camera? And Mia tried to talk all around it, but yes, the first time they brought up divorce was that scene we saw where her kids got upset at the idea of her getting divorced and her marrying Ink. That absolutely was the first time. They talked about the fact that Gordon didn't want to film, how Mia was basically making Gordon film. And that's when Mia was like, Gordon was going to come tonight. Gordon wanted to come because he lied and I was covering for him and blah, blah, blah. Girl, bye. Wendy said it was all a lie, that she believed that they all in it. Wendy said she believed they all in it together. They all in cahoots. And then they proceeded to talk about how Wendy used her family. Mia was using her family for a storyline and how she wasn't protecting her family. They brought up her bringing up Jazelle's kids. Now, what I found to be interesting was that they showed us that clip of Mia getting up and getting in Jazelle's face. But what I found to be interesting was that they showed us that clip of Mia getting up and getting in Jazelle's face. But what I found to be interesting was that they showed us that clip of Mia getting up and getting in Jazelle's face. But they ain't show us the clip of Mia calling Jazelle's daughters out their name. I think I feel like that's a clip we deserve to see. Now, don't get me wrong. Again, I ain't about to sit here and cake for Jazelle because I feel like Jazelle has got some great editing over the years, especially when it comes to the reunion and things that are or have not been included from the reunion. So I ain't about to sit here and cake too hard for Jazelle, but I do feel like that should have been left in there about how low Mia went talking about Jazelle's kids. Now, I do think that deserved, but maybe Jazelle didn't want it to be seen because of how low allegedly Mia went talking about her kids. So maybe that was her doing and not production. I don't know. That is when Mia got up and walked off because I guess once they started talking about her being a bad mother, that's when she was like, "That's it, that's it." And I'm with Jazelle. Although Jazelle, you ain't the right person. Hold on, let me stop this. Hold on. Oh, well, she about to end it right now anyway. Hold on. Oh, that was perfect timing. Just as I was going to end it, they were ending it. Okay. Because sometimes when I try to, because I'm going to upload this. So y'all be ready. I'm just going to upload this in a minute. But they probably didn't show it because they want me to come back. Hopefully when they talk about Karen's package, we'll see Karen and Wendy scene, but I doubt it. I think they done talking about Karen. I mean, it does look like they're going to show a video next week, but I mean, I don't think they're going to do but so much with Karen not being there, honestly. I told y'all what I think is going to happen. I think after Wednesday, whatever the outcome is Wednesday, I think Karen is going to be doing a one-on-one with Andy. I think Karen is going to do a one-on-one with Andy. Now she got her steps into the reunion. She had about 2 or 3 walk-offs. Yeah, I mean, so basically she got up and she walked off. Now, Jazelle was like, she don't get to just, tell all them lies and then walk away. You know what I'm saying? And then just walk away. Karen will be discussed during part 3. Okay, y'all keep telling me she's gonna be discussed. All right, I guess she's gonna be discussed, yeah. I do, like I said, I know that she comes up in part 3, but okay. Mia walks off. And again, I have not listened to this live that she just did. I'm sure this was her side of the story. I'm sure this was her making G seem like it was whatever. Okay. They're going to get, okay, they never did a Karen package. I think they're going to talk about her next week. Yeah, everybody's saying they're talking about Karen next week. So yeah, that's what they're going to be talking about. And it'll be interesting if they edit anything into next week's episode because her sentencing is Wednesday. So it'll be interesting to see if they add anything from the sentencing. That will be interesting. And then, of course, we get the cliffhanger, which is Eddie and can I say something though? Can I? So Eddie and Greg, I guess, are the only men that came to the reunion this season. So we see Eddie and Greg in the back. Greg already complaining about how long it's taking. He said he could be out in Manhattan doing whatever the hell it is he wanted to do in Manhattan. Anyway. Is it me? I already gave you your shout out, y'all. Go back to the beginning of my red ball to the beginning. I gave you my shout out. Okay, Just P, you said exactly what I was getting ready to say. That FaceTime looked very contrived and planned to me. It did not seem natural. I noticed how they specifically mentioned earlier in the episode, Wendy and Stacy specifically mentioned how Eddie and TJ are friends in real life, how they believed, how they became friends in real life and how they hang out and they real cool in real life. I saw how Stacy made sure to mention that. And then when we saw them backstage, it just did not seem like a normal, it seemed like it was a forced thing. Like, hey man, what's going on? I don't know, man. How you doing? I don't know. Let's call TJ. Okay. We're going to call TJ, okay? Let's FaceTime my man TJ. Hey, TJ. Why you not here, man? It seemed very set up to me, y'all. It seemed very, very set up to me. I'm sorry, y'all. It just did not. And that's not saying that the whole thing is a setup and that it's fake. Am I the only one? Just P feel me. Am I the only one that just felt like it wasn't smooth? Am I the only one that feel like that? I did holler when they said TJ called the show fake. And why didn't Wendy hear her text message? Her phone would have been on silent. Greg didn't know the game, so he naturally rolled with it. But Eddie knows the game. That's probably what you picked up on. Just simply said, no, I'm not the only one. Just P said it was a setup. Yeah, I'm gonna be honest. It just did not come off as natural as I think they want us to believe it was. I think now here's what I believe. Now I'm gonna tell you what I believe happened. I believe that Eddie and TJ already had that conversation. I believe that Eddie absolutely knew what TJ was going to say. I do not believe that it was as random and as spontaneous. I believe that phone call was planned, and I feel like Eddie was in on it. I feel like Wendy was in on it, and I feel like it was a setup for them to put that on the story. Do I think Stacy was in on it? I'm going to have to wait till next week and see how good of an acting job Stacy does. I don't know if Stacy was in on it, but I absolutely believe that TJ done already told Eddie what was up. Yeah, man, she was paying me the whole season. I absolutely believe that conversation had already been had. And I believe it was a setup to get it on the reunion. Now, the question is, was Stacy a part of the setup? Or was this a blind side for Stacy? And that's the part I don't know. That is the part I don't know. Now, Wendy said that her and Stacy were friends. So why would you want to embarrass your friend like that? I don't know. But that is the question. That is the question. Really be maybe Wendy was getting Stacy back for throwing her under the bus from the Karen fallout. Oh. That's a good point. That's a good point. Hey, Sabria, thank you, boo. Sabria says she number 47 on the likes, which means I got 143 people in here and I don't even have 100 likes. If y'all could please hit that like button for me, I appreciate y'all so much. Production probably coordinated with TJ to make sure they caught the call on camera, but not necessarily what was going to be said. Ah, okay. All right. That's a good point. That is a good point, Candace. Can we talk about why Jazelle hates Stacy so much? I never saw anything. Y'all brought that up last week. I don't see it. So I can't speak on it because I don't feel like Jazelle gives Stacy anything more than she give everybody else, honestly. I mean, I don't think her and Stacy, because remember during the season, her and Stacy didn't really get along. Remember that's why Wendy put them together when they went to Panama to try to stir the pot. Remember? So they weren't getting along. Like, I think, I just think some people just don't click. I just think Stacy and Jazelle, I just think they didn't click. I don't think they hated each other. I just don't think they clicked. And then I guess the way the season went down, maybe Jazelle didn't like the way, remember Jazelle didn't like the way things went down at the end with the doggy thing and all of that. You know what I mean? I just think they don't click. I don't think Jazelle has any going out of her way hate for Stacy. I just think she ain't really crazy about Stacy. And I know last week y'all said, because remember I said we had this conversation last week. I don't really see where Jazelle is really giving Stacy. I just don't see it. Stacy talked about Jazelle's girls, but Stacy is annoying. What's up, Jay? Hey, boo. Really be it seem like Jizzy got it out for Stacy. See, I don't see it. I honestly don't see it, y'all. I mean, again, do I feel like Jazelle has made some nasty, yeah, but I don't think it's any. I don't know. I think Mia got the most from. I think Mia got the most from Jazelle. Honestly, Jazelle doesn't really like any of these women. They are co-workers, not friends. Right? I just don't think. And we know that Jazelle is a hazer. Matter of fact, when Stacy, did y'all catch it when Stacy said, I feel like y'all are just hazing me? And Jazelle said, you're welcome. Baby, Jazelle loves that shit. I think Jazelle, when there's a new person, I just think she puts them at a certain space and until she make up her mind about them. And I think she just ain't, I just think Stacy ain't on that level with her. I don't know what Stacy said about Jazelle's daughters. I didn't catch anything Stacy said about Jazelle's daughters. Somebody in the chat said that. I didn't catch it. Jazelle only likes Ashley and Karen. She likes Karen. She likes Karen. But on this cast, I think Karen, Ashley are her legitimate friends. I think her and Wendy have gotten to a point of respect. I ain't saying they friends. I'm not saying they hanging out and they spending time together. But I think that they're past where they were last year. Legitimately, I do. We know she don't really give a fuck about Mia. I think she's indifferent to KK. She's just a co-worker. And I feel like that's how she feels about Stacy and Jackie. Like, they here, they working, they co-workers. I don't think think she don't put no extra hate in it. I just think these are just people she know. You know what I'm saying? I wonder why they did. They talked about that on the first. They talked about last week, correct? They talked about Wendy and Jazelle last week. They had a whole package about it. Mia looked like she wanted to attack Jazelle like she attacked Wendy a few seasons ago. Oh, Mia definitely. And again, I really agree with what Wendy and what Jazelle said, that you came up with this storyline. It didn't go the way you thought it was going to go. You saw that the tide was turning, and now that's where you went left. I think Jazelle likes Stacy, but clocks her when Stacy shows her fake side or is telling a lie. That could be true. That could be true. Yeah. So, baby, that was part 2. Next week, tomorrow, the Whether You Like It or Not panel is at the Citadel. We will be at Yarrell's channel tomorrow, 8:30. And I ain't even going to say 8:30-ish because y'all know when we at the Citadel, baby, we start on time. So y'all make sure y'all meet me over at Yarrell's house at 8:30 Eastern Standard Time. I will be sharing it on my community wall. Although at this point, y'all should all be subscribed to Yarrell and y'all should be getting y'all notifications from Yarrell's channel. But I will share it on my platform if you're, for whatever reason, I can't believe why, but for whatever reason, y'all asses are not there. Okay? Hold on. My bad. That was Mia talking about the girls, not Stacy. Okay. I'm liking Wendy this season, especially this reunion. I'm loving Wendy this season. Jazelle doesn't really like Wendy or vice versa. They had an HR mandated down. True. But I think there's a level of respect. I don't think they're friends by any stretch, but I do think they have evolved into a level of respect. I do. We ain't never been no hour late, Cajun. Go sit down somewhere. We done been 15, 20 minutes late, but we ain't never been no hour late. Don't play with me. Jazelle appears to be picking up the mantle of calling people out like Karen would. Y'all said we're going to have a good time tomorrow. Y'all go, if you have time, go ahead and put your link in the chat. I'm about to log off, but drop your link in the chat. Thank you, Just P. Just P say I'm gonna be there. But yeah, so that was pretty much part 2. I thought, again, part 2 was good. I thought part 2 was really good. Can Selena stop eating on camera? You mean Sakina? Why? Child, Sakina ain't gonna stop eating on camera. She don't eat nothing but air. You gotta let her have it, child. You gotta let her eat when she need to eat, huh? Y'all don't put a Nene and close your laptop when you get your... There's the link for tomorrow, you guys. So grab it. Grab it. Thank you, y'all. Grab the link and meet us over there at 8:30 tomorrow Eastern Standard Time. Again, We will be on time because, baby, we will be at the Citadel. Listen, we'll be backstage talking, and y'all will hit that live button, okay? So y'all make sure y'all are there so we can hear about how everybody felt about part 2. Chuck, you ain't get the notification, boo. I'm sorry. Well, we about to get out of here, boo. And I'm going to upload this live, so I don't even know what they was talking about, but I'm going to upload this live. And I will talk to y'all later. Oh, look at my poo. My mom just said this to me. Y'all see my nephew? This was him at church today, child. I don't know what he doing, but this was him at church today. That my poo. That my poo. My mama just sent me that. I don't know why, but okay. All right, y'all. I'll talk to y'all later. Mwah! Oh, you watched the Married to Medicine? Oh, you said it was BS, so it must not have been good. Well, we'll talk about that tomorrow, honey. Hey, Don, hit me up. I was just getting ready to say, I'm gonna send you my phone number again in case you don't have it. But yeah, hit me up this week so we can coordinate. Okay, boo? All right, I'll talk to y'all later. Peace.